First lesson of making a game is don't listen to anybody else but your creative team because it will drive you to success. And if you can get rid of all the white noise coming at you from all these consultancy groups, you might make record profits. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, we're going to dive into Stellar Blade here on That Game Place. Hi, folks, it's CC here for That Game Place, along with Nolan Thunder. What's going on, my friend?
What is happening? I am so excited about what we're about to talk about. Like, this is cool. This is cool.
I look, this is a great story. Just came out just a day or two ago at this point, covering like one of the things that I thought was going to be a fight. And it did lead to some interesting things that happened later. But look, Shift Up held their ground in a lot of ways early on and gave us something I think incredible. That's right. Stellar Blade developer Shift Up reports record revenue in Q2, at least on their earnings report. That's impressive. So what that tells you, that's right. What that tells you is we have huge gains for this small game studio, and the developer of Stellar Blade and Goddess of Victory, Nikkei, reported that they'd achieved record revenue during its Q2 earnings report, and comes according to a report from Game World Observer that their revenue hit $48 million for the quarter, which ended June 30, 2024. That is up 65.4% year over year. Furthermore, the company did not only the record revenues, but it also achieved an operating profit of $33.1 million, which is up 49% year over year, almost double.
Ching.
I know. Yeah, the net profit grew 5.1% to 29.7 million, and overall, I think you stick your ground whenever you're challenged. As the breakdown of the company's revenue, 58.9% of it, or 28.3 million, came from Goddess of Victory, and Stellar Blade brought in 19 million for the quarter, keeping their numbers way up. What's interesting, Nolan, is this is something that happened after the game was just set to do great things. The company's initial stock report from its IPO, which happened also in June, they detailed that Stellar Blade brought in 4.5 million in April, 11.3 million in May, for a total of 15.8 million. Given Stellar Blade raked in 19 million for the quarter, the game brought in 3.2 million in June. Those are really good numbers for a game studio this size and not a public studio at that. Shift Up acknowledged that the sales had slowed but were steady. Nevertheless, it believes the game has established itself as a large global IP. What do you think, Nolan?
I could not be happier about this announcement. Stellar Blade reminds me of what I grew up with in the early 2000s, like what games were like. It was the era of Edge and Angst. You had like GTA, Blood Rain, all that kind of stuff. It was a very fun time, and it really solidified what gaming culture was. And when I see this game, I see, it's everything fun. It's wild, it's hot, it's when I go to a video game convention, or heck, even a comic convention, this reminds me of everything that unifies men, women, anything else, together, because it's just fun, creative, out of this world, completely unrealistic fun. And being in a situation, as an adult, a lot of financials had to go into um, responsibilities or video production to work on my own work. So I didn't get a chance to purchase the copy, but I really was interested in getting this game, even with not having a PS5 personally, because I really wanted to see this game do well. I did make my own fake copy of Stellar Blade on GameCube, if anybody is interested in that. So I did kind of feel like I got to be in. I feel like I got to join the gang a little bit there, but I wanted to show support because I think this game has done a lot of stuff. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of girls wanting to cosplay this during all the conventions this year, and I think Eve's going to really solidify herself as one of the more iconic video game characters, and I think that's just for the better. This is like the little game that could, because this game was getting slammed like before it came out, back when it was Project Eve, and now to see it really gain a huge fan base that loves and appreciates this game, I think that's amazing.
Well, what I think is also amazing is they already are working on DLC. So if you do end up picking up a copy of the game, there'll be more for you to play. And at the same time, I mean, it really does spell, that spell out to developers that you don't have to listen to the cancel club when you're making a game. Make the game you want to make, and don't let them, beat you down. And of course, we're also going to be covering Black Myth Wukong in videos here in the future. So do stick around because they're doing quite well despite getting, a lot of garbage too. So believe me, you want to watch that video. But with the DLC coming and plans for a sequel, it's also planning to continue to introduce uh, all kinds of skins and have a collaboration introduced by the end of the year. There might be more than one collaboration as well, given the company's CEO Hyung Tae Kim all but confirmed that at least one collaboration will be with the company's Goddess of Victory Nikkei game, which I think sounds really good. In fact, here's the tweet of for the further things that are happening, the roadmap. Right, you have a summer event. You have, which just obviously happened. You have a new collab announced in this month in August. You have in September a second year anniversary for Nikkei. In December, you're looking at a new year event, and in April, you have a 2.5 year event anniversary. And these are the obviously their reference points for what they've been working on. So congratulations to them, because that just, I mean, honestly, that's just super exciting, and it gives people something to look forward to, including maybe somebody who hasn't played the game yet. But if you get a chance to watch the gameplay on one of the various platforms out there, I have to tell you, the game looks beautiful and it's well done, and the character is just phenomenal. I mean, Eve truly is worth the price of admission.
The
Thing in that
soundtrack's
game,
amazing too. The
yeah.
soundtrack is one of the few current video game soundtracks outside Nintendo. I think it's got an awesome orchestra. The voice actress or the singer who does the vocals for the melody of the game, her voice is beautiful, and it has an amazing piano to it. So if you ever get a chance, listen to the Stellar Blade soundtrack. The game, they really crossed every T and dot every I of that game. It's awesome.
See, that's always good news to a gamer, right? So I have to tell you, you can put in the Final Fantasy soundtrack from almost any of the games and just have pure joy. So if you do a good soundtrack in a game, the fans will appreciate it and buy it and spend more money on your product. So congratulations to Stellar Blade, Shift Up, and their Q2 earnings report, which was phenomenal. And again, I think they're going to make even more money on this game. Nolan, final thoughts.
They'll probably make more money with this game come the holiday season and such. I think it'll be a popular Christmas gift. Probably not the big holiday thing, obviously, with it being an M-rated game, but still, I think it's going to get some pretty good sales. And I will say that I think there's a lot of potential for this series going forward. And I think look at the environment it's in. We're always covering, studio closures, studios losing a ton of money on like a AAA game they invested. To actually hear that a game performed well outside of especially Nintendo, that's amazing. So congrats to Shift Up. They should be really proud of that.
Yeah, they should be. And on that note, we're going to wrap it up here, but we have to ask you a couple questions. One, are you intrigued by this kind of performance from a game studio who pretty much told everybody to pound sand? Are you very intrigued by the fact that they seem to be reporting quality revenue and are moving forward on DLC? And finally, were you very intrigued with Nolan's self-made copy for the GameCube? I have to tell you, that was pretty cool.
You can't
On
buy
that,
this one, unfortunately. I think both Shift Up and Nintendo would sue me, but you can look at
well,
it.
yeah,
It's just not
yeah,
for
that's
buying.
right. On that note, let us know your thoughts down in the comments section below. If you're not subscribed, do hit the little red button, turn it to gray, and join us here on That Game Place, where we have live streams every Wednesday from 2 to 4 Eastern Standard Time. And finally, as always, game on.